Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. In a significant move, the state legislatures of West Virginia and Kansas in the United States have passed legislation restricting participation in women's sports to those who are biologically female rather than those who identify as such. In West Virginia, the bill mandates participation in single-sex sports events to be based on the biological sex of the athlete at birth, while in Kansas the legislation makes it compulsory for female student athletic teams to allow, quote, members who are biologically female. The move has been supported by the Alliance Defending Freedom, and the group's legal counsel, Christiana Holcomb, has said allowing males to take part in girls' sports destroys fair competition. Already, states such as Idaho, Mississippi and Arkansas have passed laws restricting participation in women's sports to one's biological sex. A prominent Catholic philanthropist and pro-democracy supporter in Hong Kong has been imprisoned for unauthorized assembly. Media mogul Jimmy Lai, who owns the pro-democracy Apple Daily platform, was sentenced to 14 months in jail along with 9 others by a Hong Kong court on April the 16th for charges relating to taking part in pro-democracy protests in the Asian financial hub in 2019. Lai has donated millions of dollars to Catholic establishments and causes and was the biggest financial supporter of retired Cardinal Joseph Zen. The imprisonment comes as the Communist Party of China has intensified its oppression of rights and freedoms in the former British colony. Lai faces 8 charges and 2 of them were imposed by Beijing under the new national security law, which stifles freedom of speech in the city. The Holy Father, Pope Francis, commemorated the newly beatified Cistercian martyrs who were killed during the French Revolution by soldiers while they were protecting the Holy Eucharist from being desecrated. While concluding his Regina Coeli address on Sunday, the pontiff made mention of the martyrs and prayed that their brave example may inspire the faithful to have greater commitment and fidelity to God. Cistercian monks Simeon Cardon, Modeste Marie Bourgain, Mathurin Pitre, Albertin Marie Maisonade, and 2 others were beatified at the Abbey of Casamari in Italy on April the 17th. The Holy Father mentioned how French soldiers withdrawing from Naples in 1799 ransacked churches and monasteries and killed the 6 monks who were trying to protect the sacred species. Meanwhile, in the US state of Nebraska, the Bishop of Lincoln Diocese has expressed concern over the recently released first draft of the Nebraska Department of Education's proposed health standards. Bishop James Conley has criticized the Human Growth and Development section of the Health Standards Recommendations, which contains teaching about gender identity, sexual orientation apart from instructions in sexual development and activity, puberty, reproduction, abstinence and birth control. This section has been criticized as inappropriate for children. In a column in the Southern Nebraska Register, the prelate said the document was deeply flawed as it promoted ideologies contrary to the Christian vision of marriage, the family, and human sexuality. The bishop also stressed the church's teaching that parents are the primary educators of their children. Amid the escalating tensions between Russia and Ukraine, Pope Francis has expressed his deep concern and sorrow over the situation. Concluding the Regina Coeli prayer in St. Peter's Square on Sunday, the Pope shared his apprehension about the increasing ceasefire violations and military activities in disputed eastern Ukraine, as well as the Russian military build-up near the border. He called for peace and gestures promoting mutual trust and fostering reconciliation. Expressing his closeness to the people of the conflict area, the Holy Father implored the intercession of the Blessed Virgin for restoring peace. Meanwhile, Moscow has warned Kiev not to use force to reclaim territories in the east, which are held by rebels. Catholic aid agency Caritas has come out against the controversial decision of Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte to lift a 9-year moratorium permitting new mines. Caritas Philippines National Director Bishop Jose Coyin Bagaforo has criticized the government for choosing vested interests and profits over suffering people and the environment. The decision will only favour business interests more than the people, especially the poor and marginalised communities, said the bishop, who has urged the government to reconsider the lifting of the moratorium. The prelate said mining activities have never improved the economic prospects of people in the country. Under the guise of reviving the COVID-hit economy, President Duterte issued an executive order on April 14th, lifting the 9-year moratorium on new mining operations in the mineral-rich archipelago. As Brazil faces the onslaught of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Catholic bishops of the country have addressed underlying social problems during their 58th General Assembly. In the message published on April the 16th, the National Conference of Bishops of Brazil addressed the inequality rooted in the Brazilian community exposed during the pandemic, noting that its consequences are more devastating in the lives of the poor and vulnerable. The bishops said they cannot remain silent when life is threatened, rights are disrespected, justice is corrupted, and violence is established. The bishops urged the government to ensure people's right to health is enshrined in the federal constitution. The bishops have also sought emergency and special attention to the poor and the unemployed. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.